What's going on, guys?
Nothing.
This is the You Are Here podcast. My name is Mike. You can find the You Are Here podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, Google Play.
Tell him, Mike.
Wherever.
Wow.
Also, we have a website, www.youareherepodcast.co.
Don't.
We couldn't afford... No,
Sorry.
Couldn't afford the M. My name is Mike.
My name is Dave.
My name is...
Oh, wait a second.
Don't talk.
Can we redo it?
No, no, we're gonna roll with this.
Can we go back to one?
We're gonna roll with this. No, we're not going back to one. Today we got some special guests on the pod. These are my really super close friends. They're incredible actors. They're actually a duo for life. Married. Adam Lowder and Katie Barbaree. Thank you for being on the show, guys. Clap for Mikey.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. How do you feel right now?
How do you feel?
Very excited.
Cool.
There you go.
That's great.
Nice.
You, Adam?
I feel very nervous.
Everyone always sounds
That's
better
real?
on podcasts, so I'm trying to do that as well.
She don't really sound like this.
No,
though.
but she's not breathing. She's not breathing. That's the thing. We're gonna need you to breathe.
Hello.
No,
That happens to me too.
same.
Same
Oh,
thing.
really?
A lot of it.
I didn't notice I wasn't breathing.
We've done this 9 times, almost 9 times, and I still can't breathe.
Do you feel
Still can't breathe.
with acting? I realize this too. Do you feel like the air gets kind of sucked out of your lungs the second you know something is being recorded?
Oh, yeah.
Like you can't even breathe properly.
When I take a phone call, dude, I'm like spit everything out and I don't even breathe. And I'm like, right at the end, dude.
so
That's great.
You get better.
yeah, dude. Totally.
So let's start before we get into things. Where are you guys from? Where can we find you guys? I know you guys have a project.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, let's real quick just address that we're in a totally different environment than everyone's been used to. If you're watching on YouTube right now,
Yeah.
we had to switch it up a bit this week.
Yeah, we're at Mikey's place.
We're at Mikey's
We're at
place
my
this week. I really like it.
Yeah, we got a
And,
little new setup here. It looks
yeah,
comfy. You
dude.
can see everyone now.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't watching the video podcast, we have it on YouTube. Just You Are Here podcast on YouTube.
Yep.
Check that out.
Yep. Then we're not getting any questions, so I'm gonna turn this off.
Okay.
Turn it off. If anyone
Hold
does,
that L, Dave.
I'm gonna hold this L. Last week it was a hit. This week it was a no go.
Like way before.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't fucking do it early enough.
Hold that L.
I'm gonna hold that L for this week.
Put it away.
I'm gonna put it away. Actually, I'll leave it right there.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, Adam, Katie, Katie, I want to get into Katie's story first, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, where are you from?
I'm from a really incredibly tiny town in southwest Arkansas, 79 miles south of Little Rock, called Gurdon.
Gurdon,
Arkansas.
Yes, there's a sign as you come into the town that says pronounced Gurdon, just in case anyone was confused.
Phonetically?
Right.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah. How long have you been away from Gurdon? Like, when did you move to New York?
So it will be May 11th will be 10 years.
Wow.
So I'm a real New Yorker now. Watch out.
Yeah.
Watch
I don't know
out.
why New
Yeah.
Yorkers would say that though.
Yeah.
You know, some New Yorkers are like, if you're not born there, you're not.
That's true.
You're not New York.
I
Yeah.
have beef with those people.
Oh.
Did you say beet or beef?
Beef.
Oh, well, I'm vegan, so beat.
Beet.
Oh no,
She's a-
we're outcasting
she's a
everyone.
vegan.
man.
How about you, Adam?
I've also been in New York 10 years.
Was it really 10 years?
It'll be 10 years, June 16th or something like that.
It's almost my birthday.
Oh,
17th is my birthday.
8th's mine, bro.
dude, I might have.
We're June babies. dude.
Gemini, baby.
June babies.
I love it. When is yours? June
8th.
June 8th.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna forget 6/8. Yeah, I was born and raised in Texas.
Yeah.
Actually, I was telling Mike before we started, but I grew up in the neighboring town to Jim, who was just on the last episode.
Wow, that's right.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
grew up in McKinney,
Yeah.
Texas.
I
He grew up
forgot
in
about that.
Allen. Just a happenstance because I met him later in New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 years.
So Katie, Adam, and myself all went to the same acting school where Jim was our
Really?
teacher. Yes.
From the start?
Well, that's where I met them. Was at this school.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
Katie was the first class.
Mm-hmm.
Adams was after hers, and then mine was the third class.
Mm-hmm.
And we all kind of met through that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and Jim and Andrea were our teachers.
That's right.
Wow.
It's a little family we got over
Yeah,
here.
Oh,
man, I
yeah.
can
Yeah.
tell. I see like the posts and everything.
Oh,
you were
yeah.
posting. You guys, like, I don't know. It's nice to have like that community,
Yeah.
especially in like schooling like that.
No, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's isn't that like one of the most important things? Like to I think that's something that gets so it's like undersaid is like you want to be an actor, you want to do this for a living. It's so hard already, but like they don't stress the importance enough of like finding a really healthy community of people, like-minded people that inspire you, that push you to be better, that make you work and put out work and work with each other. Like
For sure.
it's so important, dude.
And when you think of actor, it's like you don't think of a group of people. You think of like, if I
That's
want to
the
be an
thing.
actor, it's just me. Dude.
Yeah, it's like,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man. Yeah. I remember Jim saying to me, he was like, it's like it's a very lone wolf profession.
Yep.
Like when you're there, you are on your own. Like you're in the hotel waiting for someone to call you, and then you go to the set, and you have to be ready to go, and like you have a job to do. But then I think to get to that point, and correct me if I'm wrong, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for like my community of people that like helped me get to this point so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were nudged by one teacher in the first school that we went to. So a little background: Katie and I went to a 2-year acting conservatory first. When we first moved here in 2009, we went there for 2 years. A couple people we are still friends with from that program, and then we went and we got more training for 2 years at Playhouse with you and Jim and everybody. There was only one teacher at that first school who said that you should have like every Monday you should have a group of people that you go to and meet with and you kind of talk about things with. And we actually developed that. My friend Eric and I, we kind of developed a web series and at the same time developed and kind of cultivated a meeting every week with some people that we went to school with. But that kind of fizzled over time. And then when we got to Playhouse, that was the first time where I really remember being in a very active community where we created stuff together, where we really supported each other. We got things up on their feet. We helped each other with auditions. We had a real process, a shared connection. And that's been kind of the unsung hero of my New York experience for the last 4 or 5 years, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How did you find the school?
So it's pretty crazy.
You were the first class. You were the OG
OGs,
class.
yes, we were the OGs. I found the school from a friend that I knew in Arkansas who moved to LA to be an actor and got involved in Playhouse there. Met Jim, and then Jim opened the school in Brooklyn, and I was still in contact with Matt, and he said, hey, we're shooting this movie. Come and be my assistant. And that was the same week I started the school. I audited.
Yeah.
An
That's
Arkansas
wild.
connection.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Arkansas connection.
All the way to New York.
Yeah.
It happens more than you would think.
It's very, very. The majority of people that are part of the original community of like our school were from the South, right? Am I wrong? There was a lot of people from Texas, a lot of people from like southern states, like Mississippi and like Atlanta, like.
Right.
There's a lot of like, I was surprised by how many Texans.
A lot of Texans.
Yeah.
Jonathan Holdford.
Lance,
Lance.
Christine was also from, she lived in
It's
Texas
weird,
for a while.
you know?
Christine Renee Miller.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give any shout outs?
Shout out to Christine Renee Miller.
Shout out. Christine
Yeah,
Renee
shout
Miller.
out to all
Shout
them.
out all the time.
Yeah, we do shout outs throughout this thing. So anytime you feel the need, just shout out.
Shout out Mama Barbaree.
Yeah.
Shout out my mom.
Shout out. Yo,
Oh yeah, shout out my mom.
Shout out everyone's
Absolutely.
mom.
Shout out
Yes.
everyone's mom. Shout
All
out
the
moms in
moms.
general.
Absolutely.
Mom.
It's just a beautiful thing. Yeah. So when you guys were working on something recently that I wanted to like bring to light real quick because it was, from what I've heard so far, it was like a really new kind of experience for you being on a set and like working on a very, very deep and meaningful subject matter that you had to kind of throw yourself into wholeheartedly, and to be in an actual relationship and work towards being in a not so healthy relationship in a story. Like, what was that process like for you guys? Because on the outside looking in, it looked very, very difficult. And they're working the same way that I talked to you about working. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go into it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, how was that for you guys?
I'll guess. So when we went in for the audition, The audition process was fantastic. Originally, it was an Arkansas connection that...
We're allowed to talk about this, bro? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, we can talk all about it. One of my good friends since birth sent me a Facebook screenshot of a girl that he knew that lived in New York and was a director, and she was looking for Southern people.
Yeah.
And so we sent our stuff directly to her. We went in for the audition, and she, a female director, she had her chair on the other side of the table with us.
Wow.
So walk in first moment, and she's like, hi, I'm here with you. I'm not here watching you.
Wow.
I'm here with you.
Yeah.
And immediately I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
And so she said, do you guys want to do an improv game to get into this? And we agreed.
Yeah.
And so I suggested doing the improv game where you say one word and you build a story.
Yeah.
And so like I would say this, he would say is, and so forth.
Around, yeah.
And we did it for like a minute. We should do that. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I just wanted to break the ice a little bit with that. And she said, I have some questions that I want to ask you. And if they're too personal, you don't have to answer. So just let me know what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. And then she began to ask us questions about our relationship, ways that we've hurt each other, ways that we communicate. And it just became a conversation. Yeah. And then she said...
She spent time with you guys. She spent a lot of time
we were in there for 30 minutes.
Wow.
And then she said, now that you have answered questions so vulnerably... Vulnerably?
You got it.
That's a little... Ooh, give me some water. She said, I want to be vulnerable with you. And she told us why she wrote the film.
Right.
And what the film was about. She didn't give us a script before we came to the audition.
Whoa.
And so she said, I want to tell you what this is about. This is why I wrote it.
That is so... Mike, totally. That's like...
I was like, am I sitting with Kazan right now?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Is that like that had to be like Kazan? How he's
yeah, definitely. Because he sat down with people and got to know their nature. Yeah. Instead of saying, can you fit the mold of what I've written here?
Yes.
Let me get to know you and see if, your nature is this way.
Which has got to be the best. In my head, I don't see a better way to do it. Because then you get to know the person that's working with you.
Right.
And then, will they fit actually what you're after?
Right.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Wow, that puts my sorry to cut you off too.
Oh no, please.
That puts me on when I did casting for my film.
So
he made
a short film too.
Okay.
I did not do that. And I was like, damn, I should have done that.
No, dude, that takes a lot of time though. You need to give up some time.
I've never heard anything like that.
Dude, but
how
do you cast something better?
Yeah,
how do you cast something better? It's very hard to walk into a room and get a real look at a person for exactly who they are when they're trying to give you the best version of themselves that they want you to see, which is the wrong way to do an audition, I think, in my opinion. But imagine just sitting down with somebody and having a conversation and being like, so is it okay if I ask you a few questions? And they're like, yeah, totally. And you get to know the person, the ins and outs, you know what I mean? Which you guys got the chance to do. And we were cast through that way of casting.
Right.
Yeah, she called us back based on our willingness to be vulnerable or not. And that was the first for me too, because usually it's about whether or not you did the scene well or whatever. You're trying to always give them what they're looking for their movie. And so we were like, okay, we're getting called back. All right, I don't know if we're going to act this time or what. She didn't really tell us. A week later, we came back in and she was like, so, 300 people submitted for this. I was thinking about a lot of other people, but you guys... I had a feeling from the beginning that you would be right for it. You are married. You're both from the South. This film takes place in the South. There's
in Arkansas, because she's from Arkansas.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, it takes place in the South?
Yeah. Yeah, with a married couple.
Too perfect.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know it took place in the South, though. I thought it was a city couple.
No.
Wow.
And so that was helping us because we had a lot of that in us. But she showed the merit of her casting ability and filmmaking ability to say that was of value to her.
Yeah. Shout out to her, right?
Yeah, Tara Sheffer.
Tara Sheffer.
Hey, way to go.
Watch out for her. She is going to be in this industry.
Tara, respect.
I think it's Sheffer. Yeah,
Sheffer.
Yes.
She's awesome. Yeah, cool.
We can put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put it in a little.
Sure.
Yeah,
she's great.
We'll do that.
Incredibly caring. And and incredibly focused. And she brought her script once we got cast. We were all going over the script together, and she had the script in these sleeves. And she had analyzed it with pencil on the paper. And then she had the sleeves and she had reanalyzed it over with these markers that erase, which I love some supplies. You know what I'm saying? Like, take me to a pencil store. I am there. Let me try them all. But she had done such incredible work. And she saw our scripts. And the way Jim taught us script analysis is insanity and such a blessing. And she was so blown away by the fact that we had worked on the script so much. And it touched her. And we felt the same way because her script mirrored our script.
Yeah, what a blessing.
And there were so many things, too, that she was malleable on.
Yeah.
And she, on set, Adam brought to her, I'm not comfortable saying this. When it comes out of my mouth, it seems like I would say it a different way.
Yeah.
As in, i.e., this is the way I'd say it. Are you comfortable with me changing that? And she said, of course. She's like, it's a concern for me if you don't feel comfortable.
Preach, Tara.
It was a true collaboration instead of someone sitting there and asserting the way they see it and the way it's going to be.
Yes. Yes.
And I just found it so inspiring.
Yes, totally.
But to get back to your question about how we as a couple worked on it. And not letting it affect or inhabit our relationship in a negative way was really actually very difficult. But blessed in the way that we were trained, you take the things that really mean a lot to you and then you use them imaginatively, right? And so there was a point on set where I looked at him and we were having every scene in the film is high stakes. It's life or death, every single scene. And so I looked at him when Tara cut at one point, and I said, I am not afraid of you. I don't know what to do because in this moment, I'm supposed to be terrified.
Right.
And I realized that was something that in the scene, I wouldn't be playing it truthfully if I wasn't afraid of him.
Yeah.
And Adam leans over to me and he says, it's not me. It's not me. You have to be afraid of something else. You know, what are you afraid of? And so then, of course, I went into my imagination, daydreamed, did a little fantasy, and then that was...
You found it.
I found it, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that Adam would never, ever, ever hit me.
Man.
You know, and I'm looking at my husband, and in the scene, he's grabbing me.
Yeah.
Right? And... yeah, so that was just so helpful.
For sure.
But there were times where fights would flare up and he'd be like, you really want to work on this script right now? You really want to work on the script right now?
The context of it is that it's what Tara did so beautifully in her writing, and what drew us to it was that she, you know, the theme was, why is it so hard to leave an abusive relationship? And
why do strong women stay, or strong men stay in abusive relationships?
Yeah.
And instead of it being like, let's vilify him and let's turn her into an angel, she humanized them both. And that made it really complex, but also really relatable, I think, for people who go through these relationships, and then also other struggles in life. Because once you add in the human element of love, we have more of an art piece, more of a conversation we can have, as opposed to just black and white. We know exactly where this is going. This is so predictable. And so dealing with those elements was difficult at times. When we were not given the role yet, there were arguments we would have, and I would be like, are you trying to rehearse?
Wow.
So mean to say. But I think we navigated it pretty well.
Yeah.
We're very, very open. We're very honest. We communicate really well. We are not mad at each other for very long. We tell each other immediately if there's an issue. And I think that's why we were able to say yes to this project, because she was very caring. Tara was really caring about it in the first place, because she said, do you feel comfortable doing this? She cared enough to even ask. She's like, your relationship's more important than a movie.
Wow.
And I agreed.
She's phenomenal.
And I was like,
yeah. Sounds great.
She's great. And Yeah, she just turned 28 the other day. Happy birthday, Tara.
Shout out. Happy birthday.
God. Yeah, she's
about Tara a lot on here, man.
Yeah,
She's
we are.
killing it.
We are. She's great.
Tara's killing
She
it.
We're
deserves
fresh off
it.
that set.
She
so.
really
Yeah,
deserves.
yeah,
It's been 2 days.
What an experience.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's great, guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Awesome crew as well.
Yeah.
Everybody was.
We'll be sure to like share it, shout it out, whatever.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we'll send you guys the stuff to people's pages and stuff like that.
So
Awesome.
Tori wanted to shout you out and say hi to you real quick today. Yeah, we saw her today. She wanted to say hi. Say hi to Mikey. What's up with you? You're very quiet.
What do you mean?
You're being very strange.
You do that to him.
No. But it's because I need to prod a bit to get him to come out of the old shell.
I was gonna
The
ask a
old
question, dude.
shell.
I was gonna ask a question.
All right, man. What's the what questions do you have for Adam and Katie?
Iron sharpening iron.
This is
over here.
affirmation. This is affirmation.
I wanted to ask.
I love you.
All right, thank you.
And I love you too. I just met
there
you.
we go. You're loved, dude.
Very loved.
You're loved.
Very
This is a
loved.
loving pod.
I wanted to ask, after like this role, did you guys feel, because you obviously had some hardships like going through it as a couple together, as a role, like in the film as a couple, did you guys kind of get more, did you feel like you guys kind of like, I don't know, like
Careful.
had a stronger bond
no.
after it?
Oh wow. Hey,
Like
that's a. I know. I thought it was gonna be like, did you guys hate each other?
no, I'm saying like, did you come out of it stronger?
Yeah.
I think I found through working on this and delving into what an abusive relationship might be like in my imagination, I came out with a lot of gratefulness for how caring and giving and loving my husband is. And with so much incredible empathy for people who go through this every day. And so I did feel like that brought me closer to Adam. And also artistically, he was so there for me in those moments where in the beginning, it was 4 hours of me by myself filming. And I was going through a very high stakes situation and I felt really terrified. And at one moment I looked at the director and I said, "Can you get Adam? Can you please go get him? Go get him." And she was like, "Okay." And so he just came in there and he was like, "What do you need?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here." Like a little existential moment of I don't belong here. I'm not worthy. I don't know how to be an actor. Just like when this was 1 second out of a whole 2-day shoot, and I needed my husband.
Yeah.
And even though he was C. Turner, you know, I don't need him to be that when you play cut. You know, we have an imagination and we can go there in different ways. And he just came in there. He was so there for me, and working with him artistically was so enriching because I know every little twitch of his face.
Oh yeah.
And every little move of his head.
You don't know anyone better than Adam.
And so it was such an incredible experience to work with him and work off of him that I was so incredibly fulfilled that this is my partner. So that was really exciting.
Yeah, I think. Hush now. I think that
This podcast is gonna be. I'm afraid like I'm gonna turn it into like little fucking jazz with you while everything's happening. So
I'm afraid to. We shouldn't have been sitting together.
I was just thinking that we should not.
I
have been
know.
like this.
I
It's
know.
okay.
She's saying this beautiful stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm like, this is funny though.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I agree. I totally agree. I think Katie and I have a unique bond because of our honesty, because of our communication, because we've been through a lot together already, and we have these great artistic principles that we've set in stone over these years. It's been 10 years in New York, dude. A lot of training, a lot of classes, a lot of projects. Counted the other day, 57 projects in 10 years I've acted in. 57, dude.
Whoa.
I know. I was like, what? Now, 55 of them are gone.
You'll not find them on
If you
IMDb.
Google me, you will know.
Untrue.
So don't.
Absolutely
So don't
untrue.
do it. Don't do it.
Pre-Playhouse and post-Playhouse are just
I
different
can't
things.
Different thing.
stand.
BC and AD,
Different
baby.
things.
And so with that under our belts and the experience we've shared together, I think it supported a decision to go forward with a project that could potentially be so contentious between two of us. But I think because we had that maturity, because we had gone through that stuff, we were able to put ourselves in a position to say yes. And when we did, we came out with a lot. I think it was the first project where you and I both went into it trying to be as of total and absolute maximum service to this project, to this director as we possibly could, because it meant a lot to us, because we felt totally supported. And it happened in a very, very unique way that made me feel like it was
God
almost
ordained.
predestined. And I was like, whoa, okay, we got to do this.
You got no choice.
And yeah, coming out on the outside, I think you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And because we were so giving, I think we were able to receive a lot.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah.
I mean, and this is the beautiful thing. When you really are of service, it isn't really about the result.
Right.
Because I used to live my life so much based on, oh, it's got to be the best. It's got to be perfect.
Yes.
If it's not, I'm then not enough. I'm
What
the
a
worst.
black hole that is.
Oh, it's never ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this project and the past few projects, luckily, have been one where I don't look at it like that. I try to really be in the moment and serve the person next to me, or serve the script, which eventually will serve the audience, hopefully, whoever's there to see it. And doing that, I think what we got was we were able to freely receive what we had been given through our training and through our community and being supported, and through the experience of the people. All of us on set were there to serve this thing and do our jobs. And we came out with a lot of understandings about where we are artistically, what we need to work on, which you can speak to if you want, and also how much we have that we are able to give.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was really fulfilling.
Yeah,
it really was. And that's not always been the case in the past.
Yeah. What a blessing. You guys know each other. I like what you said before about you know everything that's going on. You have a lived-in relationship already. Lived in. The details of like the things that Adam and Katie know about each other. She can do one thing to him and it will mean something.
Dude.
That will crush him. This little grabbing the lapel of his jacket and shaking it a bit will crush him. And she knows that. And he knows that about her. And that is such a unique and really great, a really great opportunity that I think your director spotted. And also, which I don't know if she knew or not, they're some of the best actors you'll ever fucking meet. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. They're, dude, that's the fucking truth.
She's crying. She's
They're
crying.
the truth.
She's crying.
I'll tell a story real quick about Adam because I worked with him more recently. We meet up every. I want to talk about this too. We meet up every Monday, and they set this up too. We'll get into it to rehearse. And me and Adam show up, and we booked this feature that we were working towards. He got me this. I want to talk about that too. Man, fuck.
It's a lot
Stay
of
on
stuff.
track.
No, it's okay.
Basically, so we didn't have a plan set up yet. We hadn't crafted a thing we wanted to do on the day. God damn.
Can we go back?
Can you cut this out?
Pause for technical
Can you cut
difficulties.
You are here.
Oh God, this is what the podcast is about.
That's what the moment
man.
holds.
Yeah.
CBS cares.
How do you feel right now? Just dropping the ball.
It's no different than any other day. I'm playing.
No. So
Positive.
yeah, we'll keep it positive. I'm sorry.
No,
You're fine.
I love you.
I love you too.
Go away, Katie.
Too much.
So we didn't have anything to work on, and so Adam, like, we have a little break in between a couple of people working, and he's like, you want to go talk in the hall? I say sure, and he's like, what do you think about doing this? We're this to each other, brothers, and then this is the thing. I'm a musician, and we just fill out a few things. But he really comes to me with all this information, and I'm more of the type where I'm like, it takes me a while to craft things, but I feel like I can really go for the ride with someone that is open to doing that with me. And Adam has that too. But he's very, very intelligent in crafting circumstances and things that will stimulate and things that will parallel the script that you're working towards. Very, very well. He's very good at it. And literally, like, I have no expectation right now. Because literally we just came up with it in the hallway. So I can't even plan for what the fuck's going to happen. And by the end of the thing, I'm like, it's over already? And it went everywhere. It went everywhere. The thing was, to me, like, I couldn't believe what happened.
Mm-mm.
It was just so compelling. It was something that I wish, like, I could have thought of to write as like a short. And hopefully we work on that soon. So we're thinking about doing that. and filming it and putting it out there, because it was such a fucking great. Yeah, like I kudos to you is what I wanted to say. Like I admire that in your work, like how smart you are, how artistically smart you are, intelligent. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
That's something I want to work on a lot. Yeah, because I again, like I just feel like I could do this a lot, but the really crafting a thing that's gonna work.
Yeah.
I was very impressed, man. Very impressed.
I think one of the first major milestones in the Playhouse training that I got was Jim had said part of being an actor is knowing yourself really well.
Yes. We were just talking to Jim about that last week.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, really? I don't know myself. Like, you think you do. You think you do, but you really don't. Nope. Unless you make it something that you try to focus on and you actually try to accomplish. And
you thought you were going to the league, dude.
Dude, I was going to the league.
He's going to play basketball full time for the Toronto Raptors.
Look at me. I didn't know myself.
He was really good at basketball.
Not no
I was
more.
right there with you.
No, and like when he said that, he was like, "You'll really know how to craft something out for yourself if you know what will make you and bring you into the dilemma."
And I want to say something about that later. Keep going.
Oh, bookmark.
We'll clock it.
No. But it was just that. I think it was Playhouse helped me, push me into that direction, which was start to get to know yourself, start to journal a little bit more. Right?
Yes. So I want to cut in real quick.
Yeah.
I really find fascinating the things that, like, someone said this to me recently, and I forgot who, and I'm sorry, but the things that I really loved is, like, each time I work with somebody from, like, our community or people outside of it, the thing I really highlights about my community of, like, homies is that I love seeing where you're strong and, like, seeing the things that you excel in. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that I could see in Katie that, like, she just excels in doing. Mm-hmm. And, like, you bring to the table that, like, maybe I don't. And it just there's such a uniqueness about each of us and an artistry that, and you too, that like, there's things that you're just genuinely going to be better at. That's just the way you were brought up, whatever. And when you find out who you are, when you feel those things out, it's important to work on the weaknesses. I'm not saying don't. You have to. But to see people's artistry, like, expressed, and you're like, whoa, you were really fucking amazing at this thing. You really brought it on this quality of your work. Like, I don't know. I love that. It's so unique to each person. You know what I mean?
I think that is something that a lot of actors really need to mine down into their spirit. Because there's a seat at the table open for everyone.
Say it one more time.
There's a seat open at the table for everyone.
I want everyone to know that.
It is up to you to get to the table.
Yes.
If you don't make the choices in which to do so, you will not be at your seat, and it will be empty because no one else can fill your seat. So it will sit there uninhabited.
God.
Right?
Preach that, man.
Because everyone is so uniquely and beautifully made. And in the world of this industry,
Don't choke now.
you are so
You're right.
inundated with the fact that you aren't enough.
Yes.
Someone else is going to get it over you. It's a competition, right? No. That is untrue.
I think that is at the heart of why people are so turned away to acting in the beginning or filmmaking or anything, is that you believe, when I started, it was like, my mentality was basketball. And it was, I got to be better than you. I have to beat you. So there's no empathy when I'm on a basketball court.
No.
You know what I mean? I was not taught, really care about the person in front of you. They're going through a lot of things. Imagine, like, what their life's like, you know? What are you supposed to like to be in their footsteps? Do you even care? You know, care more. There's none of that in the beginning. It's like, I need the job. You want the job? I'm going to beat you for this job. And once you realize that, like, everyone's just super insecure, no one really knows what they're doing yet. We're all just trying to figure it out. And when you do kind of get a hold of, like, acting and, like, telling stories, what your job is to really is to empathize with the person in front of you and care and give a shit. Otherwise, you're not going to be unlocked to anything inside of you, really. You're going to put down a wall and you're not going to express a thing. Because you're not going to touch me, dude. Like, if my goal is, I'm just here to beat the shit out of you in whatever it is we're doing. In a scene, you're my partner. You are my partner. We're going to do this together. It's not about me shining over you.
Yep.
Right.
It's not about me outworking you. It's not about that. How can I help? Like, what's going on with you?
And in regards to getting cast, in my process, in our process, we daydream, right? To emotionally prepare, to then express truthfully, right? We personalize certain situations in the script to then truthfully express and do something that will change the person across from you, right? There may be 4 girls in line with me. Someone has a better body. Someone has my same exact hair, my same exact eyes. No one grew up in Arkansas, in Gurdon, poor. No one had their house burned down and screamed for their cat outside. No one has the family I have. And I also don't have these other women and their experience either.
Yes.
And if they are able to come in and express something that fits the role and the nature and the spirit of it more fully, then we should support that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Embrace
and not be angry that someone else is getting a seat at the table because that wasn't your seat.
No, that was their
Your
seat.
seat is to come.
I
so you
love
keep
this.
going and you find that seat. We're here right now. We have this seat for a reason because this is where we were meant to be and this is how our life has gone from the choices that we've made.
Yes.
Right? And so if we can turn away from this comparison which eats away at me constantly every day and click more into the uniqueness that each one has, we can embrace each other instead of race each other.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Bars.
Damn.
Bars.
I prayed before this. I hope what I'm saying is going to be of help and service to other people. Because that is what this
She
is
got
about.
flames
you know?
coming out the mic, bro.
It's Jesus Christ. Okay?
Damn.
It's not me. It's words
We
given
don't have another
to help
fire.
other
Wait.
Have you ever
That's
heard
not
this
funny.
this letter by Martha Graham? It's been ringing in my ears for like a week and a half
don't
now,
think
and it's
so.
so weird that you said this. I want to read this real quick. Just this one part of it. She was Martha Graham was like a really incredible dance choreographer, like one of the best, like changed the game. And she was speaking to her colleague, I think her name was DeMille, who choreographed the first thing of Oklahoma, and it was a huge success. And she didn't feel like worthy of the success, and her artistry wasn't being like, fulfilled, right? Like she was like, "How does this stupid thing like killing it? You know, why don't I feel fulfilled?" And so Martha said to me very quietly, this is how it starts. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, one of you, this expression is unique, right? There's only one. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares to other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours, clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. That's huge. You don't have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep yourself open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. And then she says, as for you, Agnes, you have so far used about 1/3 of your talent. Isn't that not? That's literally just what you were talking about.
Please send that to
exactly.
me.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great.
One unique expression of Katie Barbaree in all of time. And if you don't express it and keep the channel open, not touch it, not tamper, not expect, if you just keep it open and express it, the world will have it. The world will have it. If Mike does that, the world's going to have Mike's expression. And if it doesn't, if you don't do that, never. The world will never experience your expression and your unique artistry.
I like that because when you say a lot when you're in a role and you're acting, you say you're giving a piece to the film, you know? You're giving a piece to someone else, to the project, you know? And that's you. You know what I mean? And that's what you need. That's what you need to succeed for, you know, acting that role.
That spoke to me, man.
Yeah,
Dude.
for sure.
I want to follow that up by touching to a point that you said, keeping the channel open.
Yes.
And connecting that to what Adam said about knowing yourself as an actor. And I want to speak about this because it's something I struggle with. Just quickly.
Yeah.
I struggle with media addiction.
Right.
So whenever I have a negative emotion, I want to watch YouTube. I want to watch some crappy show that I've seen 100 million times over.
Shout out Gilmore Girls.
Shout out Gilmore Girls.
Okay, and Gilmore Girls is not a crappy show. It's of quality, and I love it. And Lauren Graham is my heart, soul. If she ever sees this, I love you. And Alexis Bledel,
Shout out.
I love you.
For the record, I've never seen it, and
What do we
I'm
think
a
of
jerk.
Riverdale, real quick?
I don't watch that
Me
because
neither.
that is trash.
I heard some of our friends do.
Sorry.
Don't know
We've
about
never
it.
seen it, so we don't know if it's trash.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Gilmore Girls is quality content. So anyway, I use that to numb negative emotions. I don't, drink a lot. I don't do drugs or anything like that. But this is my drug of choice, and I think that whenever you're using something like that to numb yourself, I found out working on this project because it's been a while since I've had something to really dig into, and this media addiction, people don't recognize it because binge watching is glorified.
Yeah.
And it has really been a detriment to my artistry. And I found out on this, working on this, that I have so numbed myself for so long that I have lost a bit of who I am and knowing what that is. Because I'm constantly seeking comfort to feel better.
Yes.
And it's really, really a hard knock to your artistry when you're doing that. Because I would go in and try to mine my heart and see where it is and where I'm at and what I need for this. And I kept finding myself void. And I connected it to constantly medicating myself.
Yeah.
From anything I was feeling.
Checking out.
Checking out.
In,
Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
your channel
real.
and your spirit is so important that you need to look at those things in your life that you use to feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because if you're pursuing something that you are supposed to give a piece of yourself, you're not going to have that piece to give.
Right.
And I think I could have given a lot more had I not been numbing for so long and then finally got a project, felt alive, didn't want to numb anymore.
Yeah.
And there has been a deficit in my bank, right? I'm trying to draw out what I do not have, right? So I just feel it's really important to talk about that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. You're right.
I think that is a really good point. It's really vulnerable, really honest of you to say that. And I really respect that you said that.
Thanks.
Because I know I know you really well, and I know that's not easy. But I was going to say this before you said this. I'm not saying this just to make you feel better. But you made me think of, witnessing the uniqueness of not only yourself, but your peers. Dave's always a better husband than me. One time we were out, we were eating, and she was like, "I'm thirsty," and I got the thing, and I poured Dave a glass of water, and Dave was like, "No, her," and I was like, "Huh?"
Wife, man, your wife.
I was like, "Your thing,"
He
and
poured me a glass of water.
I was like, "Oh, you thirsty? Oh, sorry."
Yeah, I was like, dude, your wife is thirsty. Yeah. Grab the bottle and pour it for her.
But good job. So I married you. You know I'm always around. But you said that letter about uniqueness and the expression that only one human being can give cannot be replaced by any other. And it's so cool because you're about to get married. And
Shout out. Lena, it's coming.
and
We're going to be there like this.
I'm ready, baby.
He's terrified.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's coming quick.
Yeah, man.
But I'll say this. We just got married April 22nd last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Coming up on a year. And it's been awesome, very challenging, but it's been so worth it and so rewarding. And one of the rewards of making that commitment to one another is that I get a front seat to all of the unique things about you, all the little idiosyncrasies and the ways that only you can express yourself, which is true. And I will say that not only were you a total gift as a scene partner, because you're so talented, you're so hardworking, and yes, we were perfectly cast because we know each other so well, and we have a way of working that's healthy, and all of those things. But I also got a front row seat to see you do the thing that you are meant to do and that I feel like God gave you as a purpose to share with others. And you did that so successfully, despite any of the insecurities or fears that you had around it. I was there, and my experience is valid and yours is too. And if we disagree, then it just cancels each other out and you can watch it and judge for yourself. But I think that's something that you can look forward to. And anybody who has any close relationship, whether it be romantic or not, is that you get to, and this is what my brother said at his best man speech at my wedding. He's like, please honor your wife because you're the only one that has that perspective.
Right.
So when she's not around, you got to honor her. And I really listened to him, and it hit me. Everything my brother says is extremely important to me, and I think has a lot of value. But I wanted to take an opportunity to do that because I was given so much just by being on set with you, but I'm given so much all the time just by being with you, regardless of how difficult it may be at times. But it speaks right to that letter. And I think we have the unique experience of being so close that when we're down, we can help champion each other to say, like, you really do have what it takes.
Right.
You really do.
Right.
And it's like, well, I usually believe what that guy says, but he's saying something that my brain doesn't want to gel with. So I'm kind of confused. But that's also a way for us to continue pushing each other forward and helping, serve that letter.
Totally.
And what the sentiment was in that letter.
Totally.
Yeah. So
I
I
love
wanted
you
to say
said
that.
that, man.
Yo, I pray one day I have a relationship like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like such a... Like, I mean, I probably don't know everything, but...
No, it's... Yeah.
No.
But
Thank
like
you.
that
Yeah, you're right.
aspect of it.
You're spot on.
I pray, dude.
Yeah,
I gotta
man.
say,
Beautiful.
the first and foremost thing to have a real, deep, meaningful relationship is honesty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honesty,
Yes.
because we didn't
Yeah.
peel back all the layers till 6 years in, and then you can say, yes, I will take all the good and all the bad.
Mhm.
Yes, I will take all the good and all the bad, knowing everything, you know?
Mhm.
And, if we had done those things even earlier on in our relationship, I can't imagine where we would be from here. But what it means is that things are a lot harder at the top, right?
Right.
Because they're real and they're honest. And you have to go to work on those things. So it's not this romantic, up in the air, rose petals on the bed,
No.
you know?
Yeah. It takes a lot of work. And I think what you're saying is a lot of work at the top. So going back to script analysis, to use that as an analogy
Top heavy.
It's top heavy. What that means is, the way we were taught script analysis is it's an investigation of the given circumstances. So like a newspaper, you're just getting information, you're laying it all out on the table, and you're identifying what is.
Yep.
That's it, right? What is and what is being done, and that's it, like an investigator.
Detective, man.
You're just detecting. What is this? Why? A lot of whys. And at the top, the first paragraph can give you a location. It can give you history. It can give you characters. It can give you last names. It can give you a time and a place. All these things. And so you're like, I got to go to the library for like 2 weeks before I can get to page 2. And that is what you call a top-heavy thing. Once that happens, once you get to page 83, you have so much working knowledge. You've already written it down. That's how we feel, in, I think, in year 1 of marriage.
Yeah.
So
Top heavy.
strap in, dog.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
But it's worth it. But it was important because it's going to serve all the years to come.
For sure.
However blessed we are to be alive for however many long. But that's only going to make each day better because we were willing to get in and really buckle down and do the hard work. Which is what script
Really
analysis
well
does.
said, guys. I love that. That top heavy.
It's a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? We've been mining.
A lot of work.
Anything
Mine-
worth a lot of work is worth it, right?
100%. The reward is
What's
immeasurable.
What's the thing that says on your...
My palm?
on
I
your
can't read
palm.
it.
No, sorry. On your notebook, the little golden sticker.
Oh, yes.
I know it, but I'm
Anything that comes fast goes fast.
Yes.
Take that diet pill,
Totally.
gonna
Nah.
come right on back.
Man.
Take that shortcut,
Yeah.
you're gonna get lost again.
Ain't no shortcuts.
Ain't no shortcuts.
No.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know how me and Adam hit it off the first time? You remember this? I hope.
No.
He has no memory. In his defense.
Me too. I have
I'm
a terrible
kidding.
memory.
I do. No, I do have a terrible memory.
I do too, bro.
Terrible. No, I wanted you to say.
Yeah, okay.
We've been talking a
Well,
lot.
you're the better storyteller, man.
I'm
Come
not.
on.
That's not true.
We were helping a classmate make a film, right?
I'll tell it. No, I'm kidding.
That's how all our stories
Insecurity
go.
like crazy. All right.
You were here.
Thanks, brother. No, we were on a road trip to West Virginia to do a film. Like one of our classmates was making a film, and she cast us in it. And I didn't really know Adam, but I always felt like a so weird. I'm gonna sound so cheesy.
No, you
I
always
always
do.
felt like
That vegan cheese,
I'm
baby.
your brother. I love you.
I love you too.
He loves him more than me.
true.
No, I just how you like what we were talking about with the quantum entanglement.
Whoa.
Okay, I
Let
need
me
to know
strap
about
in.
this.
Know where you're at.
Where's the notebook?
Check yourself, dog.
Where's the notebook?
Bring out your fucking Safari
should've brought
page,
my
man.
notebook.
You're gonna have to look this up. I was telling him about this theory, this quantum entanglement theory. About,
Oh,
he
God.
rips on me too, man. I can't get no love out here.
you're good. You're
in the
good.
streets.
Streets.
No,
Screech,
dude, but I was talking about a theory. Don't know anything about it. The thing I picked up off of it was that like there's all these molecules in the universe, right? Like a set amount of molecules, and when they were bonded together originally, before the universe, boom, God, whatever we want to say, the universe expanded, right? And so the theory is that these molecules that used to be brothers and sisters, tight, know each other intimately, right? Go all over the universe. So some of these molecules, which make up this table, which make up these mics, this bottle of water, Adam's shoulder, my wrist, they knew each other, maybe. I like to think about it.
That's
Sometimes
why he always elbows you.
that's why my wrist is always drawn to
That's
his shoulder.
right.
Man, I don't know
It's
why
like
that is.
magnets.
It's so
Let me tell you
weird.
about the science of
Sometimes
magnetism.
we're talking, and all of a sudden I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? No, but I don't know. It could be not. But I felt like this fucking pulled out, and I was like, I wonder what that is, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that is.
What is it?
Well, you say molecules in the universe.
Yes.
I think souls in heaven that God created, right? And that we were all together up there.
Yeah.
And then when we're put back to earth, we have these little paths that we take that bring
Yeah.
us back together because
Wow.
God meant it to be
Ooh,
that
I like
way.
that. I like that.
Oh.
Either way, it's the same
Yeah,
theory,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
definitely believe it because sometimes you meet people
Oh, you know right away.
and you
it's
know
a
it's not
bond.
the first time you've met
Yeah.
them.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and I don't believe in multiple lives.
Yeah.
Not saying that I'm right, but I have a different view of that.
Yeah.
But it would make sense if this molecule theory is right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Totally. I mean, I don't know if I believe it, but it sounds really cool.
I like it.
You know,
I
kind of
like
made me
it.
excited.
I like it.
But yeah. So I felt that with Adam like right away, dude. I felt that with you too, and with Katie. Katie, I kind of met through Adam, but like it was like a blessing too in a weird way. Like I knew.
Or curse. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
no. But I was very lucky in this way, I think, because we got cast in this thing. We're in the car, and Adam hops in my car, and we have a couple other people, and we're just driving to West Virginia from here, which is like 5 hours, right, or something like that. We're listening to first starting off with some hip hop. I'm like, you like Cole? He's like, man, I like Cole. Like, what are you talking about?
Hard eye emojis.
So already I'm like, all right, this guy's all right. Now, and another thing about me, I will admit this. I don't like to admit this. Don't fucking laugh
My
at
favorite
me, man.
thing when somebody doesn't want to say something.
But I'll say it, and to be honest, we are here. We got business cards.
You is here. You are here.
Shout out Mikey Nowicki.
Oh, I like that name.
That's my boy.
It's like Nowitzki, boy. Oh, go ahead.
But so I get insecure. I think from an early age I was super insecure around other guys because I was like not the biggest. I wasn't
Same.
like the strongest ever. I wasn't the best looking,
Well.
and so like I developed this thing where like if I'm in a room with like other dudes, which I'm able to kind of crush now for the most part, but like it still creeps up. I feel insecure, and so I'm like, fuck that dude. You know what I'm talking about. You're like that with me, bro.
Still small.
I walked into work, but like all angles.
Keep
dude.
going, keep
All
going.
angles. So
Keep
so when I met
going.
Adam,
You're not alone.
I was like, you know, good actor.
Not that strong.
Yeah, no, I could take him.
That's what you thought?
I was like, worst comes to worst.
You haven't seen him
gonna
get
work, I can get
scrappy though.
No,
Adam
I
gets
can't
scrappy.
fight.
No,
I can't
I believe
fight.
that.
No,
I've seen it.
That is not true.
He's seen it.
But I was surprised by the fact that like I didn't feel that way, and it wasn't because like I can't do anything. I'm whatever. I'm not a fighter. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Kamikaze pilot. That's me.
At first, dude. No, but in all honesty, like I felt a sense of like, I know this guy. You seem very familiar. I didn't know it was like because he was looking in a mirror familiar.
Straight up.
Yeah, but
straight up.
But it was nuts. Like we're driving down. We're listening to rap, and then we get into like talking stories about our past. Like
you guys look like you all came from like the same town.
it's weird.
It's
just grew up.
outrageous.
It's weird.
They found out
Weird.
today
It's
they had
weird.
the same medical condition
So
from childhood.
the chest thing. So the thing that my
Pectus
chest
excavatum.
same thing. He had to get surgery.
Same thing.
Had bars across his chest where his little heart was too big.
So
was
Mike,
big.
For his
I've had
chest.
bars just from day
He's
one.
had bars in that chest from day
Oh,
one. dude.
God almighty.
Shout out to me earlier when they asked me to freestyle and I choked. and
You
didn't do
better
it.
do it. You better do
I
it.
will
Ow.
not. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, but no. So we drove down 5 hours, and we're like talking about personal shit when we're growing up, and, I could feel him like looking at me more and like taking me like no fucking way. And I'm like, no fucking way. Like when like I was like hesitant. I was like, this is too organic, It's too.
Yeah.
It's happening too quick.
too good to be true.
And the more I hang out with them, the more I realize like we're too familiar. Like we are just like each other.
I'm like, why don't you get married?
Dude,
talk about this
I'm
all
telling
the
you.
time.
As soon as Katie
Me
comes,
and Lena.
Any chance, bro? Lena, I don't know.
Lena and Katie, watch out.
You're gonna bring over the Xbox, play basketball every
Dude,
day.
I'm
What
just
is-
gonna get fat.
No, but
Oh.
for real,
Impossible.
I was just super surprised by that. So honestly, like one of the closest friendships I have in my life right now, hands down, hands down, and it just kind of happened.
Yep.
Right place, right time.
100%.
Nuts.
God is good.
So that's how I met Adam. Met Katie through Adam. Wild though.
I'm blessed as well.
That it? Because he told a story about it. So you just blessed?
I feel like I already talked
Oh.
a lot, so I feel like I could sit back a minute. All right, okay.
Mike, you got questions for our guests here?
I asked this to Tori last time, and Carl. But what's one thing? Because you guys are close.
Yeah.
Work together a lot.
I love this
Um,
fucking question, Mike.
What's one thing you guys like learned from each other?
I already popped off on Adam. I'll do another one though for Adam because I can't get enough of you.
Dude,
dog.
I love you. I took my glasses off for that. You saw the glimmer in
Katie,
my eye.
Katie.
Got uncomfortable.
Katie.
Dave.
You're real close to that
I'm gonna
mic.
get real close to the mic for this one.
Hello.
Too close.
I think the thing that I admire so much about you so far and what I've seen, like what I've experienced being around you, is you are so genuinely you. There is only one Katie Barbaree I've ever met in my entire life.
Amen.
And also, what I just mentioned to you before, we went to a Green Life. Shout out Green Life again. We should get a sponsorship from fucking Green Life.
Really should.
I've been
Green Life.
shouting them out for 2 weeks now.
We gotta tag them. They gotta have. Something.
Okay.
Hire me.
Okay, Green Life.
We gotta
Oh.
start tagging them.
I will talk all about how fucking great your organic food
I'll make
items
our
are.
own post.
We had so much good food.
I will.
Yeah,
And
man.
the people there are so super sweet, and they put
saying I'll
ice
work
in their juices, which is really rare, and it makes it so refreshing.
Yeah. No, they're fantastic.
Not sponsored.
We just ate
should
dinner
be.
there. Getting back to exactly what it is about you that I admire so much. You stop and you really, really take in a moment and you admire the beauty of what's around you more so than I think almost anyone that I know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes
Yeah.
you such a strong actor because you,
Yeah.
when I've done like repetition with you. This is like step one. We haven't got really to get into setups yet or anything, which I'm dying to do. But like just repetition, you will catch me in a moment.
Oh.
You will say a behavior, but you will like appreciate that for like what it is in front of you. Like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like held when I like work with you. You know what I mean? Like you're really
Amazing.
taking in exactly what's in front of you, and that's a quality that I'm like amazed by. Truly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So much.
It's the
That
truth.
is
Yeah.
that is an incredible compliment.
Yeah.
To
I
give
second
me.
all of that.
I do find pleasure in the little things.
Yes.
I was doing a preparation on joy today, and it was just an open field.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's joy for me, just running free.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But what I have learned from you, Dave,
Uh-oh.
is
How to not.
I was just gonna say that.
I knew you were gonna say.
How
I had
did
to
you
steal
know?
it from you because I knew you were gonna do it.
Oh, because it's so obvious when you watch the dude act.
Oh boy.
Don't, dude. This is so mean. That's not even real. Dave's like the best actor.
No, stop it.
Go ahead.
is your capacity for compassionate listening,
Ooh.
empathetic listening,
Whoa.
true desire and concern for the other person across from you, and a true divide between what emotion comes up as a result of that.
Wow. Thank you. Wow.
And that is an incredible capacity, because without listening, you are alone. And art is collaborative. And I see so many actors acting alone. Might as well be talking to a wall and promoting their way and what they want. And you never once have I seen you do that.
Wow.
Never once. And it's so inspiring. And I don't have that capacity. I have a hard time listening a lot of times because I get overwhelmed by the emotion I'm having.
Okay.
Like I
see
said
it.
today, I worship
Yeah.
at the feet of that.
Yeah.
Because I feel it inside. I feel a lot of times
Okay.
people don't see it.
Yeah.
But I can feel it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I can't remember what just happened.
Right.
And then I'm cluing back in and I'm like, wait, I'm out of sync with the person.
Right.
Because I had an extreme emotion. Never see you do that.
Wow.
And the
Second
genuine
that.
concern that you have for others in life is translated into your acting, right? Because the way you do life is the way you do acting, unless you're being false and lying
Yeah.
and acting a way that is not in your nature.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you.
a big, big gift.
Thanks, Katie. That's a really nice
Taught
compliment.
me that too. To listen. Listen hard.
Wow,
For sure.
man. Wow. Thank you.
See, that's coming from two sources, so you know it's true.
Yeah.
You know
Let me
what I mean?
let me cancel this out right quick.
Oh shit.
Damn.
This dude.
Whoa.
This
Can I get
dude,
at you real quick? Can I
this
get at you?
dude calls me all the time, and I can't get a word in. I'm playing. I
No,
feel the
you're
same.
not playing. You're not playing.
Sometimes
I do it all
Dave
the
needs
time.
to talk, just like you. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm kidding. I speak more than anybody. I can't shut up.
Anybody.
Katie,
I
chill.
learned listening
Silence.
because he talks because I can't talk, so I gotta listen. You're gonna
Look
listen
what
to
you
me.
did. Look what you did.
I was hold on. I love you. I'm gonna second what she said, what Mike said about you. And I'm also gonna take one of you said about something. And I'm gonna
cancel it out.
No, I was kidding. I can't. They're so right. They're so right. This is a quote from the autobiography of Konstantin Stanislavski. Great
Shout out.
Slanderslavs.
It's really hard to say his name.
He said, "The artist must look at, and not only look at, but know how to see the beautiful in all the spheres of his own art, of all other arts, and of life. He needs impressions of good performances, art, concerts, museums, voyages, and pictures of all tendencies, from the most academic to the most futuristic, for no one knows what will move his soul and open the treasure house of his creative gifts. All tendencies are good, which help to create the beautiful life of the human spirit in artistic forms, that is, which reach the fundamental goal of art." Last part. "Let the artist live, let him be enchanted, disappointed, happy, let him suffer, love, and live through the entire gamut of human emotions, but let him at the same time learn to recreate his life and his emotions into art!" Exclamation point.
The channel.
That's the channel.
That's the channel.
That's the channel, dude.
Yeah.
Stanislavski had bars for days.
Yeah,
Bars
man.
for days.
He was like
Bars.
the OG with bars.
The OG bars. That just bars falling out.
I started reading Creating a Role
Yes.
as soon as I got cast, and immediately was overwhelmed with the sense of unworthiness.
Yeah.
Because of what he calls an artist to be.
That's a tall order.
And it's not millennial. Let me tell you that.
Straight up.
It is hard work. It
Yes.
is blue collar.
Yes.
It is unglamorous. It is blood, sweat, tears, soul, spirit. And when
It ain't sign up for like a one-on-one class. And then just...
Oh,
right,
It's not
shout out
Shortcut City.
one-on-one.
Shout out. No disrespect.
But
I'm
it's
not
really
disrespecting.
refreshing to read and really disheartening when you can't live up to what he's asking you to do.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Hence,
Yeah.
case in point, didn't start reading that until I got cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had it for years. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you know what I mean?
man.
But then
I
when it's
do.
important, you're like, gimme. When if you're doing that all the time, your bank is full.
Yes.
To make a
Yes.
Yeah.
purchase.
That's
a
the
deposit,
thing.
whatever.
What we were required to do with class was like, it's like training in a gym. Like you had to come on time. You were fucking out if you weren't. You developed a way of creating good habits.
Yes.
Like training habits where you have to show up with work that you've worked on all week. You've rehearsed every day. You fill things out clearly and concisely, and you bring that shit every week. And then they say, right, you fill this out, this looks a lot better. You really gotta tweak this and work on this. This is empty as fuck. And they're totally honest with you. That, after you're out of it, when I talked about this with Jim last week, it's very hard to like go back to where this life we're living now and to not continue those habits. So I want to get into now something that you guys did that I am so fucking grateful for, man, on top of everything else. They started a place called The Collective where we meet every Monday. Why are you smiling at that?
Oh, no. I'm so stupid. Just keep going. Keep going. I
Okay.
don't want to interrupt you.
I also
I'm
wanna
very
say,
reactive.
The thing I love about your acting
no.
is that I love how connected and impulsive you are and a good listener. I do. I want to say that because I didn't get a chance to say that, and I want to make sure I said that to you.
Thank you.
No, so it's called The Collective, and we meet every Monday. And thank you for doing that. Thank you. Because I can't believe that I went all that time working on my own things, just doing fantasies at my house, building walls and fears and you feel the rust. If you don't exercise this craft, man,
painful.
you feel it. You feel it. Listening, responding. Uh-oh.
No.
No, I'm getting looks. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. We have a whole different language.
Cool. Okay. No, but so when they created this
Playing
when they created this space, to meet every week again with like-minded people and to bring in work and fill it out and get advice from your peers who are just trying to be there for you, and it's been such a gift in my post school life that now I feel so much more confident to go out and get cast in things and to go out and work on things.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful
it is.
thing. And you guys did that. You guys started that.
But you can really thank Harold Clurman.
Harold Clurman.
Oh, shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to
HC,
Harold
baby.
Clurman,
Rest in
the
peace.
most passionate, unapologetic
Fervent.
expresser of emotions. He and me are just
Harold Clurman, right there.
oof,
Yeah.
yes. So Adam and I were lamenting, as we do at our apartment, about the state of our careers.
Oh, sorry.
And we were reading, just for some inspiration, the collected works of Harold Clurman, which is this thick.
Oh, yeah.
And the first part was talking about the group theater and the ardor that they had for the craft and the camaraderie that they had together.
Yes.
And then, ended up creating the group theater that changed the face of art forever, right? And Adam and I were talking about it, and we didn't want to create a theater company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We didn't want to create some sort of theater. So we said, what can we do to have a continuation of working?
Yeah.
And we said, well, okay, if you go to the gym, what do? You work out your muscles. What's a gym for actors? We don't want a school because we're not teachers. What do we do? And we said, we make a gym for actors. And whatever you need to come and work on, then you do. That's your time. That's your space. And we said, the only thing is, if you're not there, that's cool. But Adam and I will be.
Yes.
Every Monday.
Committed every Monday.
And we will do it alone.
Yes.
Because it's your space and your time. And what's happened is I think it really has helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And there's no
No.
judgment. It's not like if you didn't train with us, you can't come.
No,
It's
anybody.
It's
Yeah,
people that are just interested in, even if you just want to watch how we were doing our stuff, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
To get inspired by something, to pick up something off of another person and be inspired to write your own thing, bring in monologues, bring in setups, bring anything. You could come anytime you want.
Yeah, anytime.
It's really great, man. It's
Writers come and Nick Craven, shout
out Nick Craven.
Brought 5 pages of a feature that he is writing.
Just did that today.
And said, can I just read this with Tori and you tell me if it's going somewhere, or if you have an idea, or if it makes sense. And how helpful is that to get up in front of some people?
Yeah.
And with scheduling and all of that, like, it's a consistent thing. So if you come there, you're going to be able to get some help if you want it.
Yep.
And if you don't, you can come and work and sit down and say nothing.
Yeah.
It's your space for however long that is.
But it's what I'm saying is it's so important to be able to like the thing you could really give people that like you can't quantify the importance of is like holding space. Like, you guys hold space for people.
And
once
Eric
a week.
Senior does if we're not
And
there.
Eric Senior does.
Shout out to Eric
Senior.
Shout out Eric Graves.
Graves, baby.
That's the one.
Graves, Graves, Graves.
Whatever you want.
He's sitting there like.
It's one of those. No, but you guys hold space for. At the very least, I'm grateful to be in that room, and that you guys hold a space for me every week. And I know
We're
you'll be
grateful
there.
for your artistry to be there.
It's
absolutely.
It's
So is
inspiring.
that like
Thank
open
you.
to like the public?
It's open to
Pretty
anybody.
nice.
Anybody who
we
wants to
don't
come.
have the public's number, but if you're
Yeah.
interested, you
Yeah,
can
but
definitely.
if you guys want to like shout out, maybe there's someone that listens. That
Yeah, totally. Now's a good
100%.
chance.
Yeah.
I
Shout out Shetler Studios.
Shetler Studios
Yeah,
in
like wherever
Manhattan.
it is, like when you guys
It's
do it,
8th and
time.
54th. Shetler Studios. Usually 9 o'clock in the morning on Mondays.
Yep.
Just walk in.
We'll be there.
We'll
Yeah.
be there.
You read our names on the little board that they got up there. Which room and.
You can contact these guys and get on
Yeah,
the
for
email
sure.
chain
Totally.
that we're
Put
on
everything in the description.
Yeah.
as
Yep.
well, because we just get a number count, and then we book the room based on that
Yeah.
Nice.
each week, and yeah, I mean, we're very open. We want to change the face of
Dude.
the industry and help people
That's
in any
awesome,
way possible.
Dude,
You know?
I really feel the power of the room. Like
Yeah,
seeing
man.
people become expressive and vulnerable and explore their artistry in a room of like not judgment, but just like comfort and like really trying to help each other and to motivate each other. There's really nothing I realized that like I couldn't do it alone. There's no way I would have been acting in anything ever in my life or doing the thing that I feel most passionate about by myself. No way, no chance.
No.
I needed a room like that, and that's what I got with Playhouse. But now, like, you guys are doing it for other people, for anyone who's willing. And I just want to shout that out. What you guys are doing is such a gift, and you should take advantage of it if you have the chance. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
That's all
Love
I'm
to
saying.
have you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. When you watch people working there, do you not get like fired up?
So amped.
So inspiring.
I wanna do
Monday
this
morning, hell yeah.
Dude, I want to do
Yeah.
this play so bad from being in that room and working on it.
Yep.
Dave
It
and
wouldn't
Tori
happen.
did something that was
Did amazing work.
absolutely
Today.
Yeah.
Today.
transformative.
So
Thanks,
good.
dude.
They,
Well said.
I mean, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
A play is a series of things to be done. Quote Jim Perrick.
Quote.
He probably has got it from somebody
Yeah, I
else.
think. Yeah.
But
think
I
that's
don't
a
Bob
know.
Carnegie.
So
might
now
be
it's
might be a
Jim.
Sandy one. I don't know.
Sandy.
Might be Sandy Mize.
All of my knowledge comes from Jim and Andrea.
Also, shout out Jim real quick. I mean, this was started from the BK lab.
Yes.
There was going to be a lab after the school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we just kind of took that and we were like, we need that.
Yeah.
I want that. I was always
Need
looking
it.
forward to that
Yeah.
before I was graduating or completing the program because we just needed it. So that's why we started it too. And Clurman.
Right. So
Play.
you completely
A
like
play is a
took
series
my
of
thought-
things to be
Oh yeah,
done.
a play is
Got
a
'em.
series of things to be done.
Got him.
And I got to watch that happen. I got to watch an incident happen in front of me in a rehearsal class. And I was so moved and changed, and I can't wait to see when you guys put
Thanks,
it up.
man.
So excited.
But I'm so motivated by working on it. But there's no way it would have happened if it wasn't for what you guys do. So I just want to say
Right,
thank you
right.
because I'm not gonna stop until that thing is running somewhere
Yeah.
until we get a chance to tell it.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
How you feeling, Dougie?
I'm good. Yeah.
Love it.
I wanted to go to so every week
Yeah.
Dave gives me a little homework or even guess.
Oh yes.
All right. I watched Paddleton.
Did you? Oh Okay.
Oh, I haven't watched
Okay.
it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you just got me so
Dude.
hyped. You just got me so. You didn't watch it yet?
No.
Okay. I'll tell you. Okay.
I feel bad.
Go ahead. Oh man.
It was disappointing, bro.
Was it disappointing?
As in like the ending just like Like you
Really?
said, remember when you told me you were screaming?
Yes.
Me
Yes.
too. I
Like,
love
me
how
too,
honest
dude.
he is.
Yes.
Oof.
You were
Even though it means
screaming?
so much to
Yeah, I
Dave.
was like
Yeah,
it
it's
ended
great.
and I was like, what do you mean? Right?
That's the same
Like,
feeling I
what?
had, dude. That is the same
I
feeling I
freaked,
had.
dude.
Okay.
We can say nothing.
I don't want to spoil. I'm so
Yeah.
fucking bad at this. I'm not going to spoil
you're
this
really
movie
bad
for
at
you.
this.
It's on Netflix. Throw it on.
I love Duplass Brothers.
Duplass
Read
Brothers.
their,
Yeah.
read their
Dude.
book like
So you know what
brothers.
it's about? You know what it's about?
Lots of great practical information. Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
You seen the trailer?
I've seen the trailer.
There's just a moment in the scene that
Yeah.
struck me so much to my core because it was shot so realistically
Yeah.
that I really had a visceral reaction to screaming at the screen. Like, this is not fucking fair. Screaming at God.
Oh,
I can't
man.
believe you.
What?
Nuts. I went crazy. But
Oh.
the way they filmed it, the way they acted this scene, I
You know, a
don't.
big thing too is like everything was shot super wide.
Yes.
And very close.
And it was a long take.
Yeah, and it was making like
That's what
it
Tara
felt
does.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Super long.
shout
wide
out
and
Tara.
close.
Shout out Tara.
Tara Sheffer.
Tara, Tara,
Love
Tara.
you.
Tara.
She's all over. We should just
She's
call
like,
this podcast-
wow.
this episode,
Tara
episode 9.
Sheffer.
Just
Ladder,
Tara.
like featuring her. Too.
She's
Got you.
Hashtag,
Yeah, we'll feature her.
hashtag restraining order. Okay.
Talking about me a lot.
What? No,
I mean,
go
I've never
ahead.
even met her. No, but I would check it out.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, we will.
definitely.
Actually,
Watch
Ben, shout out Ben Warren, Canada.
Ben Warren. Best friend.
Best friend, he's the best. He
Don't
actually,
be intimidated.
yeah, not best. We all got best.
Wait.
We know what we mean.
Well, you say best, but like, what do you mean?
I mean better than you, specifically. But he told me to watch it as well. He said it was great,
Okay.
and I haven't watched it.
But
'Cause I'm
now
the
you will,
worst.
because
Yes.
Because
I
you
said
said it. Now that you said
sorry,
it,
Ben.
I don't know who to offend less.
Sorry, Ben.
Okay. So you guys are gonna watch it,
Mhm.
We're gonna watch it.
but I wanted to ask: is there any film? I mean, I have a whole list now.
This is my space, dude.
coming from everyone. So,
There you go.
Hey, man.
Hold this L.
is there any films that like the first thing that comes to mind when it's like a film that moved you, and you would recommend to someone that changed your
have
you
one.
thought about
Please
it?
go
You get
first, dear
one,
God.
dog.
No,
You
This
get one.
just keeps coming to me,
Yeah.
and I know that Tori, because I watched her,
Yeah.
said "Heaven Knows What."
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you
Oh,
watched that yet, but
Oh,
that
good one.
definitely. But
That
Tori
movie's
said it last week, so
nuts.
I'm
Oh, she
not
did.
saying it.
That's
So
right,
I'm
that's
saying
right.
a different
That's
one.
right, she did.
But this is a
You got
pre.
Tori's list still, right?
So,
You-
oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have a pre Heaven Knows What for you
Ooh.
that I would like you to watch before you watch that,
Gone with the
because
wind.
this is the OG
Yeah, okay.
Panic in Needle Park.
Oh, shh. Great one.
Who's that by?
That's on
Um,
Pacino, right?
Jerry
Pacino.
Schatzberg.
Yes. Oh.
Jerry Schatzberg and Al Pacino.
Shout out, Al. Al. Just want to say, what's up, dog? Me and Al know each other.
Is that another family film?
I don't think that's
I'm
true.
gonna manifest
He is
that.
Italian. He is
Pacino's
Italian.
coming to the wedding.
The Italian stallion.
He'll be at the wedding. You know Al, Uncle Al.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, there's
We
no-
talk about
Vange is in
Dude,
her
we-
grave right now. Hearing that.
Oh, where's she at?
Vanjie.
Shout out
Vange,
Evangeline
look
Young.
at that.
Is Vanjie
Evangeline
podcast
Young,
MVP?
We love you.
Oh, we need a podcast MVP.
Dude, I feel like I died.
Did it?
I don't know.
So I know we could give it to Tori.
Tori, give what?
Tori
True.
listens every single week to the podcast. Yeah.
Thank you, Tori.
Shout out
Oh,
Tori Radamanis.
Shout out Tori Randermanis.
Kindest heart I've ever known.
For sure.
What about your husband? Oh no, sorry. I thought that was a movie.
Kindest female heart I've ever known.
Let me
I like
ask
it.
you a question.
Dude, there's no way.
You are 1, super quiet, 2, super rude on your phone. 3, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
First of all, I got a list of
Right?
movies here. I'm trying to answer your question.
True. It's
What are you
true.
doing?
It's
I can't.
True.
I
There's
bring you
no.
over here.
There's no way I'm going to be able to answer your
I let
question.
you do our pod. And
Why
you're
don't
just
you
on your
just
phone.
say-
What's the top one? On
You
the
gotta
list?
What
just-
comes
Top
from
one on the
here,
list.
Yes. Oh,
bro?
He can't.
Right.
He can't.
Oh, Pectus
He's got the thing.
excavatum.
He's got the thing.
I have chest problems.
Come from here. In the gut.
In your gut.
Get out of
In
here.
the giddy. In the
We
little
on a
giddy.
podcast.
In the gut.
All right. So, okay, the first one.
No, the one. The
right,
one.
So top 7.
No.
No.
The one, my love.
Tori had the same.
I have to say one. I have to say
Oh,
one.
She went like this. She went like this. I just think that's dumb.
All right, I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna
No.
say Tender Mercies.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
Tender Mercies.
Oof.
Robert Duvall.
For what
Yes.
reason? What reason would you give that?
Ooh.
All right, you'll think. Why did you pick yours?
Yeah. Why'd you pick yours, Katie?
Well, we had this experience, Adam and I did, where we watched a movie that was ultimate trash.
Do not shout it out. What is this?
Uh-oh.
Oh my God! Don't say
The
it.
mic's gonna pick up that
Ultimate
whisper.
trash.
I'm gonna like highlight.
Okay, you bring it up. It's all distorted.
And we
I'm gonna like enter my own voice and say something really good.
wait on this.
I go. It's gonna be like this.
Rose garden.
I'm playing. I'm kidding. Oh, I love you. I just do it to bust this bullshit. Joe.
You gonna let me answer my question?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
The reason why Tender Mercies.
So-
No, go ahead. I was kidding.
So they were doing what I like to call rubber duckying.
First of all,
That's when they get in the tub.
Explain rubber ducking, please.
It's when
Quack
the
it up.
moral or theme of the movie is flat out said by the characters, as if the audience was so unintelligent that they couldn't understand life happening in front of them.
I.e.
Spelling it out.
Okay,
Spelling it out.
So this is a quote from Sidney Lumet. Shout out Sidney Lumet.
City Lumet.
He has a book called Making Movies. It's one of the best books I have. It's
Phenomenal.
actually in my backpack right now. And I've read it like 3 times. And there's this thing, him and Patty Chayefsky, who wrote Network, and which Sidney Lumet directed. They talked about how they would read a script and they would be like, oh, here goes that rubber ducky moment where the character was so messed up and then they took their rubber ducky away, and that's why they've had this tragic flaw. And so they're like, rubber ducky, take it out. Let's do this through behavior instead. Let's do this through action, like how real human beings behave. Okay, so that's the rubber ducky. That's why you said rubber ducky, because it was in his book, and keep going. I just want to shout him out.
So this film was one big fat rubber ducky. And we got so enraged that we kept having to pause it and scream at one another about the loss of our time, the loss of
That you'll
artistry
never get
in the
back.
industry. I mean, this was just made a few years ago. And
Ooh, we're getting closer.
so we, after that, needed such a palate cleanser to regain sanity. We watched Panic in Needle Park. And at the beginning of it, we then had to pause again
Yeah.
because it was, what is going
No,
on?
keep going, keep going. Keep going. We called it. We called it.
this is gonna happen.
Keep going.
What?
He said, what is it? And I said, it's garden.
Oh, it's still happening.
Still happening, still happening.
Okay. So anyway, rude.
We're
Um,
spiking
yeah,
the
you're
audio
spiking.
Oh,
so
no,
bad.
God almighty.
It's
You're spiking me, dude.
We're spiking.
Dude, me?
I got so much work now.
So
Just because
sorry.
you-
So
This
sorry.
is your fault.
We're gonna come
I'm
back
sorry
and
for
do
you.
the grunt work.
It's okay.
Anyway, so Panic in Needle Park is, yeah. So my podcast voice. So Panic in Needle Park, we started the movie, and we then again had to keep pausing it and say, oh, but where's the music swell to tell us this is an emotional scene? Oh, where's the line that's telling us all of the exposition? Because there wasn't any, and it moves through life as if the audience is an intelligent person, and they aren't spelling it out for you, and it's so behavior driven, and it's so artistic and so truthful, and such a love letter to what was going on at the time in the East Village and drugs and the toll it was having on human beings. And it was just so appreciated that I put that in my pocket as what to do in the future when I'm given the opportunity. And so I always think about that in picking projects and reading things to do. And so it changed the way I make choices and the way I do my acting.
Mm-hmm. That's a good,
I love
good
it.
example.
Um,
Really good.
I will say, Robert Duvall is the lead character in.
Shout out Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall. We wish you were my dad.
Shout out, Joe.
Why are you
He's-
not my
he's the
dad or my
best.
grandpa?
Yeah, he'd be a pretty old dad. He is in Tender Mercies, plays a kind of a drunken, beaten down, has-been country singer in Texas. And 1983, Bruce Beresford, written by Horton Foote. It's a fantastic movie. It's brilliantly acted. Robert Duvall falls into this category for me as some of the actors, American actors who have never lied before on screen. And I think
Very
it's
few.
a really, really short list. And he's right there at the top for me.
Yeah.
And in this movie, I think he does a perfect job of serving the story through his use of characterization, reality of doing, and everything. He was also trained by Sanford Meisner, which our technique is based upon. Our training is based upon his technique. And he just does it brilliantly, perfectly. He never swaps out his own glory. He never tries to selfishly pursue a result. Perfectly serves it. It's brilliant. So I would say for its authenticity in storytelling, I would watch that one. And also it's Texan approved. So if you want a little slice of
There's
Texas,
such a Texan pride,
Love.
man.
there's such a Texas
It's
pride.
insane.
It's its own thing, dude.
Yeah.
I want to go to Texas.
Come to
Like,
Texas.
people curse us out for being from Jersey all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's, I guess. But like, if you,
Jersey is beautiful.
I love
On
Jersey.
the way
I
up
love
here,
Jersey,
I
too.
was
I love
taking
Jersey.
in
she said that she literally
I
said
love
coming to
Jersey.
your place. She's like, it's beautiful.
the
here."
babbling
Yeah.
brook running through the forest.
Yeah, I
beautiful.
think so
love it.
too. I think so too.
I love
It's
it.
beautiful.
But
Growing up, everyone
Texans will
gave
fight
me
you, bro.
shit,
You say
yeah.
something about Texas.
Absolutely, but we'll welcome you with open arms every time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then shoot you.
And
I
then
just
shoot you
wanna-
down if you. Hey,
I
relax.
just want to pause a second
Yes.
and talk about one quick thing.
Oh yeah.
My husband has a huge insecurity.
Oh.
Why are we gonna talk about it?
This is gonna be the snippet that I put on my Instagram
I
account.
swear to God.
That we talk about Adam's insecurity.
Has a huge insecurity about talking too much.
Oh,
I do.
dude.
I do.
And
I
I
do
was
too a little bit.
Yes, you do, Dave.
Yeah.
Not a little, you do. I
Oh,
see you do it. Cuz
Yeah, you
cut
talk
from
a
the
lot.
same cloth.
What?
Y'all made it
No,
quiz.
I don't talk. I don't. She's not saying that.
I feel like
Yes.
you don't talk that much.
That's
no,
why.
he has the feeling that he does. That's what
Oh.
we're speaking about, right?
Oh,
But I was just
that's why you listen so well.
I get the benefit of this all the time at
Spiritual
home.
abnormality.
But I was so listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I was so taken in by what you were saying about Robert Duvall just now
Mm.
and how incredibly well spoken you are.
Oh,
Oh my
preach.
gosh.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
preach.
And how you can articulate something that I say I
Oh.
vomit and he cleans up,
Oh.
right? Because I'm so passionate and sometimes I say things in a way that doesn't really make sense. And I say, Adam, can you help me? And he just comes in and articulates it in
That was
such
that
a
team right
beautiful
there.
way.
Dude.
Such a team.
We a team.
Such a
dog.
team.
100%
But
team.
I just want you to know that,
No,
that
not you. This is
everything,
too far.
everything
here.
you say is a gift to the people that you're
Oh
saying
my
it
Yes.
to.
Goodness
Yes,
gracious.
Both
yes.
of you too.
That is
And
so
to you, too.
sweet.
Thanks, dude.
I gotta work on it.
Listen.
Oh, you're
You're
great,
wonderful.
Mike.
You know what's crazy?
Wonderful.
You're a great fucking listener, dude. Actually,
Great
Yeah.
listener.
No
I'll
one
listen all day.
listens. No
No.
one listens.
dude, that's
It's-
such a
it's
gift,
rare.
man. Don't.
So rare.
and I
take that
can
for
tell
granted.
that you care,
Dude,
too,
he does.
what we're saying.
He does.
I can tell.
He really
Oh,
does.
yeah.
I can
And
tell
too.
his heart is open.
Now, this is what I'm so grateful for. I say fucking every podcast. Wait, if you met Mike, a little, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. What I see is you're every week just going like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now people who you don't know yet are seeing that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're seeing who you are. You know what I mean? I saw your journal. I got a glimpse of it. You are journaling. You are figuring
Some
out.
personal stuff.
I didn't mean to because I thought it was Tori's list, but it was like it was his journal. I was like, oh shit.
It's okay. We're airing insecurities.
Yeah. What are you insecure about, Mike?
That's what I talked about last week, though.
No. I don't want to see
No?
it. It's all you. Well, unless you want to talk about it. It's your thing.
Remember I was talking though about
So Jim, we were talking about journaling and stuff.
yeah, because I don't journal enough. And
Right.
I remember it was crazy because
Just things that you like.
Because he asked me like, "What's your favorite like?" Because I asked him about the movies.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, what's your favorite thing?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Jeez, I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know any of my favorite
Auto-
things.
Autopilot.
Whoa.
Checking
Look
out.
at that.
Checking
the
out.
channel.
Wow.
Keeping the channel.
Right?
So then I just got this whole list out here.
Oh
Some
wow.
personal
Dude.
stuff, but like
That's okay.
Yeah, dude.
but
Share
yeah,
what you're
I love
comfortable
personal
sharing.
stuff.
I just
You
started-
don't let Katie read it.
Watch it from camera.
I thrive
I got
on
chicken
it.
scratch, so it's fine.
Oh
Word.
great. Yeah, I can't read.
But I was like thinking about like I just did like things I love, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just started from there. But like, I was like, man, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I should put things that are like sound good, you know.
Mm.
I'm like, why? But then I was like, why am I doing that? So
Yeah,
then I just
because
put like
it's
random stuff.
yeah,
I
it's
was
yours.
Like
It's great.
friends.
Yeah.
I put time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But then you could dive
You know,
into it, you know?
color,
the why
yeah.
behind it all.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's gonna be another fun thing. It's
Color.
like,
I
felt
love
good.
that.
yeah, man.
I love
People
color
don't even do
too.
that. I feel, dude, super insecure about like the way I sound. Just going back to you. About like coming across as a well-spoken human. I think everyone who knows me knows that about me. I admire that in you because I feel like I can tell you something and you will articulate it in such a way that it's exactly how it is in my mind. And I wish that I could like translate that and use the words, proper words, and exact phrasing to like
But you do this.
Dude, I try to
You
do
do
that.
do that.
You do.
You do
He's
that.
You do.
dude, he's on another level with that.
No.
There's things that I'll tell
No.
him and I'll be like, this is what I'm thinking, like, can you say that to someone? You know what I mean? Like, can you tell, how would you, because maybe it's in my mind, how to get words out of my own head, like
Me too.
in an
That's my
articulate
biggest
way.
problem. Like,
Yeah,
'cause I
and it's
think
something to
so
work
much, I
on.
have so many, like,
Something to
different
work on.
thoughts, but like
Yeah.
putting it into
Yes.
my mouth and then putting it out.
Yeah, it's a gift.
know.
That's something that we can both work
Yeah,
on.
working on it.
Totally.
For sure.
That's another opportunity to support one another.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
a lot of times,
yes.
just like we experience this in acting, like, I don't know how to get to this, make this dilemma, which is cold and dead text,
Yeah.
my problem.
Yes.
How do I do that?
Yes.
The other person can sometimes look at that from a perspective you'll never have.
Absolutely.
And be like, yeah, do that. Like, she does this for me
Oh, how many
all
times does
the
that
time.
happen to you,
All the time. And I'm like, why did I not think of that?
dude?
It's like, I don't know. It's if we flip the tables, it's going to be the same situation
yeah.
on just reversed, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing. And you're going through something, it's like, why do I feel this way, this way, this
Right.
way? The person
Right.
can pick it up
Yeah.
because they aren't distracted by the emotional
Yes.
baggage that
Yes.
goes with it.
Yes.
And then they can be like, bah. And you're like, that's so concise.
Yeah.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
also, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
But you
Why
start
can't
to
it-
work on it.
Right.
That's
right.
like going
why
back
it's
to the point.
collaborative.
You starting to journal is exactly how I started to get to know myself. I had
Same.
no idea.
Same.
And you're taking that step, and you're gonna have so
And
much
you're
growth.
gonna feel insecure at first. You're gonna be like,
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
maybe I don't. If someone picked this up and read it, like they think I'm stupid. And
Yeah.
I've had that insecurity before. I still do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yours.
Yeah.
It's solely yours. You can do anything you want with that motherfucker. You could draw little sketches on that thing.
That's what I did
Oh,
before.
yeah.
You
I
do
love
anything,
that.
bro.
So many little drawings.
Poems,
great.
dude. Mine's littered with poems. I'll never tell anybody.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta shout out Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
You guys just made me think of this is my favorite actor, Philip
R.I.P.
Seymour
Philip
Hoffman.
mine too.
I've seen everything he's done.
And Sally Field. Oh, Sally Field.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, there's this pretty cool book called Actors at Work, which is a compilation of a select number of actors, pretty well accomplished. And they just talk about their process, talk about little things. It's a great interviewer, and it's a compilation in this little
I
book.
wanna read this.
It's great. It's pretty great. I read it years ago.
Yeah.
Our friend, shout out Christine Deutsch.
Oh, my best friend. I
Shout
love
out.
you so
We're gonna have a
much.
shout out count on this one. This is great.
Oh,
My
There's a lot.
sister. She's my sister.
Oh, nice.
My one.
She, she actually let me borrow this book years ago, probably like 2012 or something. But anyway, he has something in there that says, he's talking about the history of his acting and how the very first play he did, he was supposed to come on. I forget what play it was. And he was supposed to come on with a sword. And he was the first starting off the show. And he went outside to grab a limb off of the tree as a sword.
Right.
And the door shut. And he tried to go back in and it was locked.
Oh.
And he was probably like 10 or 11, something like that. And he was panicking. He was crying, heaving. I start the show. I can't get in. So much fear, so much anxiety. I ruined everything. Somebody finally lets him in. The play is very delayed. He goes on, he does it. He says, I remember the feeling I had beforehand, right before going on stage, was this palpable fear right in my stomach. Like, don't do it. And he said, over the years, and this was after he won an Oscar and had done 63 acting credits on IMDb and like all these plays, started a production company, all these things. He said that feeling is still there.
Wow.
Before action, before, everything. He said it's still there. He said a lot of people think that actors act because they don't have any stage fright. You can just get up there and do it. And he said, nope, actors act because of a bigger purpose that's placed within them. And they act despite that massive, totally paralyzing fear.
Yes.
He says it doesn't go away, but you act in spite of it. And I just wanted to talk about that because what you're doing, you journaling, is the same thing. You talking, you doing this podcast. How many people have a podcast? You're doing that, and you're literally sharing your voice and holding space for people to come on and say express and share their truth, their experiences with others. And you're going to grow so much because you're acting despite the fear. And it's going to get smaller, and you're going to grow. And it's awesome.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's a
Now,
Philip Seymour
hopefully,
Hoffman.
You will grow. You
Absolutely.
are growing.
You've already grown. How long have you guys been doing this?
2 months?
Look at 2
Only
months
2
ago
months.
versus how you felt
yeah.
then, screwing up
Yeah.
the microphones, and like
Totally,
how
yeah.
you feel now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the first episode?
Yeah.
We were like, we didn't even know we were gonna do it.
No.
We were like,
It was
oh,
just
we
like
might do,
literally.
like a test or
Yeah.
something.
And I was like,
We
you know what?
just
Let's
went
just fucking do it now.
We
Because
went
my
for
crazy
an
ass is
hour
like,
and 30.
Yeah.
you know?
I
And
love
then
it.
we're like, yeah, that was
yeah. Got all hyped.
Yes.
You
I
know,
love
man.
that.
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, man. Let's take a moment
Yeah.
and just sit in this for a hot second.
I like it.
Thank you for bestowing that onto my
Yeah.
homie right here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And he's fucking spot on, dude. Dude, I've been so swept away by like sitting in moments recently. We've been talking a lot about that. How we only gonna get one of these goes, right?
And dude, you know what time it is?
And is it that time?
Sadly, dude.
So I'm getting sad already because this is we're nearing the end of the road for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
How beautiful is it that we just got to sit with each other right now in this moment, at this age, with our health, our youth, right? And just got to really express things with each other for a little bit, you know? And people who are listening that we can't even see will maybe get something from this, you know? We put ourselves out there. We shared with each other. What better gift is that? What's better than that,
I'm
man?
trying to think. I can't think.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm grateful. I
too.
hate this part of the podcast because I hate endings, but I'm grateful that we even had the chance to have this moment together. And that's how I'm going to end the podcast this week.
I love it.
And that's been the You Are Here podcast.
Amen.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, YouTube. Our website's www.youareherepodcast.co.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Mike. I'm signing out.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to...
You wanna shout anything out before we
plug
go?
anything that you're
Wanna
working
plug
on, doing
anything?
this is
We
your
just
time.
got back on Instagram.
Oh,
Put it
this
up,
is
put it up.
important.
Haven't gotten-
of the man.
Haven't
go
been
ahead.
on Instagram since 2015.
Yes.
So we're
Yes.
figuring it out.
Yes.
There we go.
What is your handle? Do you know what the handle is?
At Katie Barbaree.
Nice.
KatieBarbaree. I
That's
got two
two
bars
and
and
two
two
E's.
E's.
I am Adam Lowder with a W, phonetic, Lowder, the Lowder keg, powder keg, what you know about me. But it's just,
Oh my God.
we're going to cut this out, yo.
Practice that for a
Dude,
while.
they both did.
We didn't. Never done
Are you
that.
kidding?
Never done that.
Oh my
Wait, we
God.
got to do the handshake. We got to do the handshake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. You get one take.
That's
You
it.
get one
No,
take.
that's it.
You
That's
gotta
it.
work on it. You gotta work on it for next time. We'll bring you back.
That's really disappointing.
That was
Listen.
disappointing.
Well, until
Thank you
next
guys.
time,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Mikey, you signed off.
Say it
Dave,
again.
I'm Dave, and I love y'all. And I love you
Love you
guys.
too.
And I love
Love you
whoever's
End of each
listening.
time.
This is how we ended each time. Anything you guys want to say before you go?
Every-
Sign out. Sign out. Sign out.
I wish I had the AIM door closed.
Oh, that
Bringing it
throwback.
back.
Katie Barbie with the AIM door closed.
I was just going to reiterate what you said, which is, I believe, a Meisner quote, which is what you were talking about, which is every moment has a meaning all its own, which is what our acting is all centered around. And this moment with y'all has been really awesome. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Episode 9, baby.
Oh,
We're out.